or stop by the booth after our tour and check it out. Our engraver will be glad to answer any questions you might have. In the meantime, we're going to learn more about Stonehill in the movie room, so if you'll please come with me, we'll get started.
At the turn of the century, when Missouri produced more wine than every state in the Union but one, the town of Hermann was home to more than 65 wineries, including one of the world's largest. Standing tall in the rolling landscape that overlooks this old and picturesque German settlement, Stonehill is a living link with Missouri's illustrious winemaking past. It is a bridge between an all-but-forgotten industry that once shipped millions of gallons annually and a modern business that is again producing vintages of world-class distinction. It's a story that reaches back to 1847 when Stonehill was founded on the dreams of German immigrants, yet is as fresh today as the bouquet of young wine. Because after more than half a century of hibernation, Missouri's wine industry has been reawakened and is again vibrating with excitement. Hermann is still its capital city, and Stonehill, the state's oldest, largest, and most widely acclaimed wine producer, continues to be the heart and soul of Missouri wine country. Forced out of business in 1920 when Prohibition banned all beverage alcohol, these cavernous cellars, the largest series of arched underground cellars in North America, were used to grow mushrooms for 40 years. Then, in 1965, when the mushroom business declined and the property faced abandonment, it was purchased by Jim and Betty Held and reopened as a commercial winery. Today, evidence of growth and expansion at Stonehill is everywhere. Hermann and the surrounding area has been officially recognized by the federal government as a unique viticultural district. The winery's Hermann location is now the hub of a thriving business with satellite wineries in New Florence and Branson, Missouri. A second generation of Helds with university degrees in enology and viticulture have joined their parents at the winery. And faithful to a shared vision, Stonehill remains a family business, in fact and in spirit. More than just wine, Stonehill offers a unique winery experience that attracts visitors from across the country and around the world. They come to marvel at the underground architecture that has made Stonehill world famous, to browse in the gift shop and sample wines that are winning regional, national, and international awards.
Wine and were placed on the hilltops, so the sun's warm rays could help with that processing. Well, the perfect condition for the fermentation stage wine to process our wines. The smallest holds 500 gallons, the largest 16,000 gallons. Easier to clean, easier to control the temperature, and the stainless steel doesn't add flavor to the wine. The white clear grape brandy. We place that mixture into the 4 ovens you see behind the glass doors. These are also made of stainless steel and are custom made to bake our sherry. Inside
And changed it a little bit. So the first thing I do, grab a glass bottle with a glass lid. I put it in the machine, flip the switch down, pressure test the bottle, and then it proceeds to fill the bottle up. Now that's fast, they tell me. Fast for Branson. We do everything a little slower around here, and we like it that way. Now while that's filling up, I'm going to grab a plastic spumante stopper. And when that's done, I'm going to press that in there with the pneumatic press that's in the middle of that machine. Flip the switch. Now I'll take the stopper, put it in there, press the button. Now that stopper's in that bottle. That stopper's only in there until the bottle starts to warm up. That carbon dioxide is going to leave that bottle and push that cork right out of there. So the next thing I need to do is take a safety wire. Put that safety wire right on the top of that bottle. It's going to hold that cork in. Now I'm going to put that on there, and I'm going to use a bag tire to wrap that wire around there. Now that cork's in that bottle, and it's not coming out of there until you take that safety wire off of there. Next step is to dip this bottle in some warm water. That gets any residue off the bottle that might have got on there during the bottling process. Now there's 2 steps left before we can sell that bottle out on the floor. Next step is to put a foil cover over the top of it. This will protect that wire and make it look decorative out on the floor for sale. Now we put a white cap over the spumante blush and a gold cap over the golden spumante. Now I'm going to take this, put it in my pneumatic crimping machine here. First stage is going to put 4 creases around that top of that bottle, like that. The next one's going to flatten it out, make it all smooth and uniform so they all look alike when you see them out there for sale. Now before we can put a label on this bottle, it's got to be dried off, warmed up. So the next thing I do is I put it in a box. It sets in the warehouse, warms up, dries off, and somebody back in the warehouse puts a label on that bottle. Now,
In there. Move you over just a little bit, sir. All right, that looks better. Okay. Oh, okay. That's fine. Yeah, as I was saying, these the dry wines are on the first page. Now, dry wine is the opposite of sweet. It contains less residual sugar and tastes more tart. Those are on the first page. On the back side, the semi-sweet wines begin at the top. Each wine gets a little bit sweeter than the one before as we go down that side of the page. Thank you. Do you have?
yeah.
See it in there.
You can scan.
Oh, let's see. Down here on the floor.
Which was this piece?
Yeah, because we can put their
White wine, this one's the 4th one on your list. This is dry Vigneault. Now, it's not the one I talked about at the award wall. That's a sweeter one we're going to taste later. But this one is dry Vigneault, made with the Vigneault grape. Dry Vigneault is the 4th one on your list. Yep. This, yes? Now, if you hold on to the left, if you hold on to the left, you just might get splashed with wine. Just want to let you know how to bring the lady out.
Another light.
what? Yeah, this right now. It's a dry also. You want that? Could I trace it? I must not have had it. I know fast enough.
Okay, now I'm going to pour a dry red wine. This
This again.
Okay, this next one I'm going to pour is Steinberg White. It's the 3rd one from the bottom on that first page. Steinberg White is made in the German style. All right. Very, very smooth wine. Next up, I'm going to pour the Steinberg Red.
Very nice. You can see why it is good.
Steinberg